What do you do when you are a founder and even the simplest tasks suddenly feel impossible? Not, I don't want to work. I mean, you sit down, open your laptop, know exactly what you need to do, and you just can't enter the task. Your brain feels foggy, and one simple thing feels weirdly heavy. This is the moment where you need to ask yourself, is this actually a discipline problem or this is burnout, system overload? Because these are different things. Step 2, discipline problem or system overload. So let's decide. Sometimes you don't want to work, but once you sit down and start, you can do that. That's probably discipline, but sometimes you already tried everything. Pressure, motivation, Pomodoro, responsibility, walking outside, self-programming, talking to yourself. And nothing works, right? For example, I can go outside, walk, and try to program myself. I already have 15,000 clients. They pay $2,000 per month. My company already makes $1 million per month. This reality exists. It exists. I am that person. Usually, this kind of self-programming helps me. But sometimes I come back home, open the laptop again, and still can't do the task. That's when I stop treating it like laziness. If even your usual discipline tools don't work, maybe you don't need to push harder, maybe you need to recover. Step 3, stop pushing from inside. The first thing I do is stop trying to force myself from inside. Not forever, not I quit, not my startup is dead, just I stop pushing for a moment. Because if your nervous system is already overloaded, pressure can make it worse. Sometimes the first day I literally just lie down and do nothing. I try not to think about work at all. And then the next day, I don't jump straight back into building the empire. I focus on routine. Step 4, return to being a human. The task of the day is not build a company, right? The task of the day is a return to being a human. Wake up, wash your face, make coffee, eat properly, move your body, go for a walk, clean the room, read a book, stay away from social media. It sounds basic, but founders forget basic things very fast. You can get so obsessed with the goal that you forget food, sleep, your body, your room, your family, normal life. Everything becomes the mission. And yes, obsession can help you build, but without recovery, it can also destroy you. Step 5, ADHD or hyperfocus problem. This is especially important if you have ADHD-like patterns, because sometimes the problem is not that you can't focus. Sometimes the problem is that you focus too hard. The hyperfixation on one idea, one product, strategy, plan, and then you forget everything else. You can sit for hours in insane hyperfocus, pour all your energy into one thing, and then the next day you have no energy at all. That's why Pomodoro can actually help. Not because Pomodoro is magic, but because it protects you from both sides. It helps you start when you avoid work, and it helps you stop when you go too deep. 25 minutes work, 5 minutes break, but the break has to be real. Not Reels, not Twitter, not just check one message. Without any stimulation. Step 6, stop feeding the cows. When I feel overloaded, I remove stimulation. So sorry, I'm just after a treadmill. No Reels, no TikTok, no endless social media, no emotional triggers, sometimes not even music, right? Because music stimulates your nervous system too. Coffee can overstimulate you too. Social media, your ex, drama, opinions, everything. Let's activate your brain. I think you are resting. You think you're resting, but your brain is still processing, comparing, reacting, getting triggered. So instead of resting, you're feeding the cows. For me, real recovery is very boring and physical. Walking outside, running on treadmill, what I just did, reading a physical book, cleaning the room, eating normally, spending time with family, playing with animal, walking near water. Step 7, rest gives insights. And weirdly, this is often when the best insights come. Not when I'm forcing myself to think, but when I disconnect. Because founders and strategists actually don't have an idea problem. They have too much noise, too many thoughts, too many plans, too many tabs open in their brain. When you stop feeding your head with more content, your brain starts reorganizing things by itself. Suddenly you understand what to do next, a better direction, a better strategy, a clear decision. So I don't see rest as a doing nothing. Sometimes rest gives you the insight you are trying to force. Step 8. How much time do you need? How much time do you need? It depends. Sometimes 1 day is enough, sometimes 2 days. Sometimes after a long period of crazy work you need a week. And founders hate this answer because we want everything to be solved by discipline. But if the system is burned, discipline will not fix it immediately. You need to rebuild the system first. Step 9. Toxic founder content is bullshit. Please don't believe toxic founder content online. All of this, I sleep 3 hours, I live on caffeine, I don't leave my room, I'll sleep when the startup works. No, maybe it works for a short sprint, but If you live like that for months, you will crash for sure. The successful people I respect usually sleep, work, train, eat properly, protect their focus, and have routines. Not because they're weak, because energy in infrastructure. You cannot build a company from a destroyed operating system, and your first operating system is you. Step 10. Evening crash. Morning queue versus evening queue. Another moment where people judge themselves too much is evening. In the morning you feel, after work I record videos, finish the deck, answer emails, work on the startup, and then evening comes. You're tired, your self-control is lower, your brain wants comfort, you open your phone, watch reels for two hours, and then hate yourself. But honestly, this happens to everyone. Morning you is ambitious, evening you is tired, overstimulated, and want dopamine. So don't design your life like evening you is a machine. Protect evening queue. Don't touch the phone. Don't enter the infinite feed. Make the next action very small. Step 11. Self-programming and identity. This is where self-programming can help. If you're not fully burned out, ask yourself, what would the version of me I'm building do right now? Not in a toxic way, not you're lazy idiot, go to work, go work, but okay, I am that girl. I am becoming that person. What would she do now? Maybe she would not work for 5 hours. Maybe she would take a shower, eat dinner, clean the room, go for a walk, read, or do one tiny task. That still counts, because sometimes discipline is not forcing yourself into a giant work session. Sometimes discipline is choosing the next healthy action. And honestly, I don't think I was born disciplined. Some people naturally wake up, follow the plan, do the thing, and I admire them, but I am not like that. For me, discipline is not natural. What I have is the ability to convince myself very strongly, control my thoughts sometimes, and sell myself the identity of the person I want to become. But again, this only works if you are not truly burnt out. If you're burnt out, recovery comes first. Step 12. Simple protocol. So the protocol is simple. First, check what it is. If you can start and continue, maybe it is discipline. Use Pomodoro, use self-talk, remove the phone, make tasks smaller. But if you try everything and still can't do even one simple task, if your brain feels foggy, if your pressure doesn't work anymore, stop pushing. Take a pause, rebuild routine, sleep, eat, work, move, clean your room, reduce stimulation, stay away from social media, and don't make big decisions from a destroyed state. Then come back slowly. One small task, not the whole empire, one task. Step 13. Because sometimes discipline means pushing, but sometimes discipline means stopping before you destroy the system. If you're a founder, remember, you are not weak because your brain needs rest. You are not lazy because Pomodoro didn't work today. You are not broken because self-programming didn't save you. You are human, and the founders is a part of the company infrastructure. So take care of the founder, because if the founder collapses, the whole system feels it.